You're listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network.
Fabulous.
Live every Sunday with the very latest food, beverage, and travel trends.
Amazing.
Now here's the host of our show, Mr. Randall White.
And a very good fun day morning, everyone. Great to have you with us here live, of course. 9:06 the time. Glad you could join us here for hour number 2 of the show today. I am your host, Randall White, and we are coming to you from California's gorgeous Central Coast. This is where California comes to talk about the latest food, beverage, and travel trends. News and information that affects your leisure time. And we know how important our leisure time is, do we not? Okay, we want you to get the most out of your California lifestyle and do it with a splash of panache. Straight ahead here on this hour of the Eat, Drink, Explore radio program, we will let's see, how do I say this? We're bringing back one of the guests we had scheduled for last week, because last week, I apologize if you tuned in to this station, either KSCO AM 1080 in Santa Cruz or Crush 92.5 in San Luis Obispo. You either got dead air or some other form of programming because our system was down. And we apologize for that. We know you rely on us each and every week, and we weren't there for you. So one of the guests that we had scheduled last week was the president of PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. We wanted to get PETA's take on this new lab-created beef where you take some stem cells and then make millions of pounds of ground beef from it. An interesting article or an interesting commentary on the PETA website, and I thought, well, this is a different take. So unfortunately, the president was with us last week, but we couldn't be on the air. So we are still getting a representative from PETA who will come up in the next segment to address that aspect of the lab-grown beef. Then at the bottom of the hour, we are headed to the Groveland Hotel, which is right there near the flashpoint of the Rim Fire, which is now in a portion of Yosemite National Park, threatening San Francisco's water source. A couple of hydroelectric plants have been shut down, all sorts of stuff going on there. And we'll hear from people directly affected by this fire who live in Groveland, work, and own a business in Groveland for how it's real, what's really happening there. And then we will round out the hour with, snack chips don't always have to be unhealthy. Some very healthy and tasty snack chips. They're high in protein. You don't think of chips as a source of protein, but these are also a huge source of antioxidants. And I just found them really good tasting, and they're not a sponsor of the show. I literally just wanted to introduce you to these because they also have environmentally friendly packaging. There's a huge new snack chip wave that has, if you go into your health food stores or your places that sell local products and stuff, you will see a much larger variety of chips available. No longer is it just your standard Ruffle potato chips, right? But right now, it is time to get a check of the news headlines and with the latest food, beverage, and travel news from the Eat, Drink, Explore news desk on this Sunday morning. And as we were mentioning, the Rim Fire is, burning at this hour within a portion of Yosemite National Park. It is so big, it is creating its own weather pattern, according to experts. Dry, hot, windy weather in the forecast, and fire crews are expecting wind gusts today of up to 40 miles per hour, further hampering efforts to control this massive blaze. The fire was fairly active overnight, according to commanders, and the most recent report shows the fire still only 7% contained. It's already scorched more than 200 square miles of land, an area, just to give you some perspective, about 20% larger in size than the entire city of San Jose. And San Jose is one of those cities that spreads. And so imagine that. San Francisco's water supply, as I mentioned, in danger as the fire line approaches the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. The Rim Fire has already shut down 2 of the city's hydroelectric power plants. That sparked Governor Brown to issue a state of emergency on Friday. In a bit of good news, evacuation orders are no longer in place for the residents of Pine Mountain Lake and Buck Meadows, where a large percentage of the threatened homes are located. PG&E, it's reported, has restored power to the area, and residents were allowed back in around 6 o'clock last night. The rim fire is still under investigation. A brewer at San Diego County's Stone Brewing Company died yesterday evening after getting pinned under the forklift he was operating. The San Diego Union Tribune reports this morning the accident happened at the company's brewery and restaurant in Escondido. The paper says the 27-year-old was taken to a local hospital, pronounced dead just before 5 p.m. Stone Brewing Company, as you may know, has quickly become one of the nation's top craft breweries. Just this past spring, it became the 10th largest in the nation based on beer sales last year, 2012. There has been no official statement from the brewery this morning regarding yesterday's deadly incident. Residents of the Bay Area can expect some wild traffic this week as one of the busiest stretches of roadway will be shut down for several days. The Bay Bridge closes at 8 o'clock this Wednesday night and is expected to remain closed until 5 a.m. Tuesday, more than 5 full days later. The closure necessary, of course, so that Caltrans crews can open the new eastern span to traffic. The original span, completed back in 1936, it only took about 3 years to build, by the way, and sustained structural damage following 1989's Loma Prieta earthquake. This coming weekend's work is one of the final steps in bringing the bridge up to California earthquake standards. Still a few issues there. Pedestrian and bike path will be new additions. Very happy to announce that. Eventually connecting the East Bay with Yerba Buena Island. Only a portion of that path will open next week, with the final connection to the island a couple of years off still. 2 years is the projection. A stretch of California's Highway 101 is scheduled to be rerouted with a major bypass around the small town of Willits in Mendocino County. The plans were first announced for this nearly 60 years ago and are just now being put into place. Well, back in the mid-1950s, it made sense, as traffic patterns were expected to increase substantially in the decades to come, but that vision really never came to pass, and now traffic is actually decreasing along this lonesome stretch of the Redwood Highway. According to the LA Times and San Francisco's ABC7, construction work on the 4-lane Willits Freeway, as it will be called, is causing a lot of controversy. Not only does it carry a hefty price tag, but this town of fewer than 5,000 people is divided on the project, with many concerns focused on the environmental and long-term business impacts. Start pulling out your apple recipes. You could see very consumer-friendly prices in your local produce department in the weeks and months to come. Sadly, many of those apples will be coming from other states. The 2013 crop is expected to be 13% larger than last year, with big comebacks in Michigan and New York. They had their crops devastated by cold weather in 2012. Washington State, long known as an apple leader, is having a larger than average crop too, down a bit from last year's big haul, however. According to the U.S. Apple Association, California, right here, forecast to produce nearly 5 million bushels. That's down more than 7 million from last year, about a third lower than the state's 5-year average. Today, August 25th, is National Whiskey Sour Day, and tomorrow, the 26th, National Cherry Popsicle Day. By the way, sours were invented to help prevent scurvy among British sailors. We're back in just a moment talking lab-grown beef.
The award-winning Sunset Savor the Central Coast is once again set to highlight San Luis Obispo County this September 26th to the 29th. Many of your favorite events are returning to the lineup, as well as some new ways to play. Don't miss Sunset in the Vineyard on Saturday, September 28th at the Vina Robles Amphitheater. Start the night under a star-filled Paso Robles sky with a food and wine reception. Celebrity chef Michael Voltaggio will be on hand for a special book signing, and Grammy Award-winning Kobe Calais will perform her hit songs. My toes and I crinkle my nose wherever it goes. Also new this year is the Savor Run, a 5 and 10K run or walk through downtown San Luis Obispo on Sunday, September 29th. A portion of your entry fee for this event helps rehabilitate local cancer survivors. For these events and more ways to play at this year's Sunset Savor the Central Coast, visit savorcentralcoast.com.
Hey, Central Coast locals, it is time to save 15% on your tickets to this year's Sunset Savor the Central Coast main event, Saturday and Sunday, September 28th and 29th. It's easy. Just visit savorcentralcoast.com, enter the promo code LOCAL during checkout, and voila, your savings are complete. This year's theme is Time to Play, so why not play at a discount while learning tips from top celebrity chefs, tasting some of the area's best local wines, as well as farm-to-plate culinary creations. Runners, you too can save an additional $10 on the inaugural Savor Run, a 5 and 10K walk run through downtown San Luis Obispo. Not only do you save money, but a portion of your entry fee also helps local cancer survivors with fitness programs. So do it now, before time runs out. You only have until the end of the month to cash in on these savings. Visit savorcentralcoast.com. Use the promo code LOCAL. See you at the main event. The Eat, Drink, Explore Media radio show you are currently enjoying is in a local affiliate commercial break. Live programming will return shortly. Did you know you can watch a live video simulcast of our Sunday morning and Thursday evening shows from your computer, smartphone, or tablet device? And to top it off, it's free. Simply head to eatdrinkexplore.com or download our free app from the Google Play or Apple App Store. If you have a suggestion for an upcoming guest segment, send an email to radio@eatdrinkexplore.com. We're always looking for fresh ideas, including yours. We love to share fresh, local, organic, seasonal, and sustainable ideas throughout the week. And the best place to find those are on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook feeds. Our username across the social networking universe is simple: Eat, Drink, Explore, all one word. Hey, college students, Eat, Drink, Explore Media is always looking for qualified journalism or marketing interns. Send us an email today so we can check your status and put you on the list for upcoming intern vacancies. Would you like to hear this Eat, Drink, Explore radio program on one of your local radio stations? Let the station know and contact us as well so we can get the ball rolling. Okay, you made it. The local affiliate commercial break is now over. Time for more informative and entertaining programming from Eat, Drink, Explore Media. Thank you for your patience.
You waited all week, and it's finally here. The Eat, Drink, Explore Weekly Travel Deals Extravaganza.
All right, fact of the matter is, this is not that segment. But I wanted to play that for you to let you know that our travel deals segment is moving from the final segment of the 8 o'clock hour to this segment starting next week. We will have the travel deals segment right here. And I know that's one of your favorites. And so we just moved it because we wanted to give it a little extra time, actually. It'll get about a full extra minute by being in this slot here currently at 9:19 as opposed to at 8:49, about exactly a half an hour later. So just set your clocks and you are now forewarned for next week. Welcome back to the program, everyone. I am your host, Randall White, on this Sunday Funday morning. We welcome you. California's beautiful Central Coast is where we broadcast live each and every week. And some interesting news earlier this month out of the Netherlands and London, where the taste testing was done. But Professor Mark Post and his team at the University of Maastricht, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in the Netherlands, have developed a way to take a biopsy from a live cow and then have the potential to turn that into up to 20,000 tons of cultured beef. These stem cells are grown into long chains of beef muscle and then combined with fat and juices, I believe, to create a hamburger patty that can then be cooked up on the grill and consumed. And so I was looking around when I first saw word of this, I thought, what the heck? Is this another Franken-food? And then what I realized is maybe this isn't such a bad thing. Then I saw an editorial that came into my inbox from PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. And I thought, well, what is their take going to be on this? Will they be upset about the biopsy coming from the cow? What will be the angle? And no, it was a glowing review saying this is what we need. They've actually been investing in this sort of thing. To talk to us a little bit more about it, we are joined right now by Katie Arth. She's PETA's manager of campaigns. And thank you for joining us on the program. And please extend our apologies again to your president for last week. We were unable to air her segment. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, we're glad that you could be here. Talk to us a little bit about the news that came out of London a couple of weeks ago when they did the big taste testing of these burgers and people tried lab-grown beef for the very first time.
The taste test was a huge success and got a lot of press coverage and people thinking about a new technology that could revolutionize things for animals, for the environment, and for feeding hungry people.
Muscle tissue
now,
is a key
59
component of the
billion
meat we
animals are
eat,
slaughtered
and it's first
worldwide
harvested
for
in a
food.
small and
by
harmless
creating in
procedure.
vitro meat, which is a cultured
Next,
cell,
the tissue is cut into
we're
minuscule
stocking a lot of
pieces
the
to
tools that goes on
separate
for them,
the muscle
as well as
fibers
finding
and
healthy
cells.
food alternatives for people.
And this
who need,
is how it looks close up.
resources, like you said, thousands upon thousands of pounds of meat could potentially be produced from a couple of cells.
The muscle tissue
that was
consists
amazing
of
to me when
fat
I saw
cells
that
and
statistic.
muscle cells,
20,000
which are separated to
tons
produce
of
cultured beef.
From one
By
biopsy.
dissecting the muscle cells, individual cells can be
Yes,
removed
right
and cultured.
Now, the meat
The cells
industry is
start
so
dividing.
wasteful. It takes
Eventually, from one
between
muscle
9 and
cell,
21
more than
pounds
1
of grain
trillion
at
cells
minimum
can be grown.
Produces 1 pound of meat.
These cells
So
naturally
comparing,
merge
a couple of
to form
cells
so-called
to,
myotubes,
pounds of
which
grain
are no
going
longer
towards
than
hungry
0.3
people or other
millimeters.
industries. Shows that we
The
really
myotubes
need to
are then
look towards
placed in a ring
the next
around a
big thing.
central hub
Do
of
you
gel.
see this, Katie, or does
Muscles'
PETA
innate
see
tendency
this
to
as,
contract causes them to put on bulk,
not just
growing
some sort of
into a small
flash in the
piece of
pan,
muscle tissue.
We've seen different, science breakthroughs that ended up going nowhere.
From one small
PETA seems
piece
to
of
be pretty
tissue,
tied into
this
Do
pioneering
do you see
technique
this as
can produce
being
more than a trillion strands.
viable food source in the
Yes, PETA's been supporting in vitro or cultured meat cell research.
When all these
for the
little
last
pieces of
50 years.
muscle are layered together,
And this is something
we
feel
get
very
exactly
strongly
the
about
same
as
thing
something
we
that will
started with:
revolutionize
beef.
when it comes to how animals are treated. PETA works primarily for all animals, and the animals that are
Muscle
sold the
tissue
most
is a
in
key
the
component
world
of the
are
meat
for
we
food.
eat, and its first
These-
harvest.
This could actually eliminate factory farming, which here in the United States kills 10 billion animals a year, and is one of the biggest environmental problems that we see. 18% of global warming emissions come from factory farms and the livestock industries. And even by switching to cultured meat, scientists have already estimated we could reduce carbon gas emissions by between 78 and 96%.
I know you're in Virginia. Here in California, where we have an ongoing water crisis. Since I was a child, we'll have our extremely wet years, but it seems like every other year in between, we are worried about a drought. It takes a lot of water to raise cattle as well.
Half the water in the United States goes to raising animals for food, whether it's producing grain to feed to them, or like cattle, for example, drink a lot of water because they're big animals. And then they also use huge amounts of water in slaughterhouses and processing plants to wash away the bits of bone, fecal matter, and other things that people don't want to end up in the foods that they're eating.
Yeah. Katie, I know that your president, at least if what I read online is accurate, I should preface it with that. Your president, prior to joining PETA and becoming a vegan, was a huge fan of meat and absolutely loved the taste of it and such. This process would be a way for people that that do hold back on eating meat for ethical reasons would be a way for them to once again be able to enjoy a burger once in a while without having to worry about that aspect of it, right?
Yes, whether you care about cows oftentimes being skinned alive and having their throats slit while they're fully conscious, global warming and the environment, or world hunger, in vitro cultured cells are going to make it so people can enjoy a burger for the first time without knowing the huge amount of suffering that our food choices are inflicting on animals and the environment.
Yeah, talk a little bit about world hunger. That was a really bright spot for me when I saw what could be done with so little energy and resources, aside from the vast amount of resources that went into developing the process. But post that, what this will be able to bear for the people that are currently starving. Are there any projections on the number of people that could realistically be fed using this method?
Well, we're continuing to see that as we develop this, it's going to be a huge thing in providing a protein source for people who are malnourished. Right now, nearly 1 billion people are undernourished, and by 2050, the world population is expected to reach 9 billion people. With those types of numbers, there's no way that we can't figure out a more efficient way to produce food.
Yeah.
Right now, meat consumption is unfortunately rising, which is completely devastating for the environment and for people, because when people continue to want more steak, that means that grain becomes more expensive for other populations, because the grain is now going to feed cattle instead of feeding people.
I think people, Katie, I think sometimes people don't think about the number of plants that go into making the meat. I saw a post on Facebook the other day that said, vegetarians kill so many plants every year, save the plants. I think it said eat bacon. And I was thinking, that's totally backwards, because do you know how many plants it took to make the bacon? So
yeah, it takes about 20 times more resources to produce a pound of beef as it would a plant-based protein.
Well, Katie, we got to hold you there. Katie Arth, PETA's manager of campaigns. More information at PETA.org. Thank you for joining us this morning. And again, my apologies to your president.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, stick around, everyone. Just after the break, we are headed to Groveland, right there where the big rim fire's burning. Back in a moment.
Luna Red Restaurant in downtown San Luis Obispo is the perfect spot for a weekend brunch offered every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy farm-to-table breakfast plates such as the Ribba Benedicts, Mission Steak and Eggs, and quinoa waffles topped with fresh market berries. Or opt for a lunch plate such as the grilled Asian-style fish taco salad or the roast chicken bacon avocado sandwich. Lounge on the sunny patio with views of the historical Mission Plaza while savoring our bottomless mimosas offered from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Hang out on Sunday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. and catch our live music on the patio during $5 happy hour. Luna Red also accommodates large parties, so call us today to make a reservation. Follow us on Facebook for daily specials and visit our website, lunaredslo.com, to view current seasonal menus, our live music schedule, or check out our happy hour offerings. Luna Red is located at 1023 Choro Street at the corner of Monterey. Come to be fulfilled.
May is National Bike Month. Now, I used to be intimidated by bike work. I worried about my outfit, the traffic, and the time, but my expanding waistline and rising gas prices helped me rethink that position. And last May, I tried riding to work. What an amazing change. In the years since I started riding to work, I've lost weight, saved money on gas, and canceled my gym membership. You should try it. Here are a few tips to help you get started. Alter your route for biking. Cars and bikes are both vehicles and both have a right to the road, but you'll feel more comfortable and more able to enjoy your ride if you choose less traveled streets. Ride with a friend the first few times, someone who has experience biking to work. They'll help you figure out how to carry your clothes, where to park your bike, and the easiest way to get to the office. Follow all the same rules you follow while driving. Signal before you turn, stop at all stop signs, and stay in the rightmost lane going in your direction. Biking to work is fun, easy, and enjoyable. Try it. For more tips and techniques on how to commute by bicycle or to find other cyclists in your area, visit bikeleague.org.
The Eat, Drink, Explore Media radio show you are currently enjoying is in a local affiliate commercial break. Live programming will return shortly. Did you know you can watch a live video simulcast of our Sunday morning and Thursday evening shows from your computer, smartphone, or tablet device? And to top it off, it's free. Simply head to eatdrinkexplore.com or download our free app from the Google Play or Apple App Store. If you have a suggestion for an upcoming guest segment, send an email to radio@eatdrinkexplore.com. We're always looking for fresh ideas, including yours. We love to share fresh, local, organic, seasonal, and sustainable ideas throughout the week. And the best place to find those are on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook feeds. Our username across the social networking universe is simple: Eat, Drink, Explore, all one word. Hey, college students, Eat, Drink, Explore Media is always looking for qualified journalism or marketing interns. Send us an email today so we can check your status and put you on the list for upcoming intern vacancies. Would you like to hear this Eat, Drink, Explore radio program on one of your local radio stations? Let the station know and contact us as well so we can get the ball rolling. Okay, you made it. The local affiliate commercial break is now over. Time for more informative and entertaining programming from Eat, Drink, Explore Media. Thank you for your patience.
Welcome back to the Eat, Drink, Explore radio network. Here now is your fabulous host, Mr. Randall White.
That's right, and welcome back to the program, everyone. 9:33 now the time here on our Sunday fun day for sure. Glad you could join us as we discuss all things food, beverages, travel, and tourism each and every week from 8 until 10 right here on this very station. This portion of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio is brought to you by our friends at Luna Red Restaurant just off Mission Plaza in the heart of historic downtown San Luis Obispo, offering a late-night menu for those of you that like to stay up later than I can. They offer a late-night menu and full bar Thursday through Saturday with live entertainment on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. and Sundays live on the patio at 3 p.m. So today you can head on over there for some late afternoon music. Whether you're visiting San Luis Obispo or you call this stretch of the Central Coast your home, Luna Red is a locavor's dream. For more information, head to lunaredslo.com. All right, if you've turned on the news at all lately, you have likely seen some horrific scenes from the Sierra Nevada. Giant smoke plumes, trees being engulfed in flames in just a matter of seconds. The rim fire is gobbling up portions of the Sierra Nevada, including a corner of Yosemite National Park, at a staggering rate. As we mentioned in our news segment not that long ago, it has already consumed well over 200. Wait, let me make sure I have this right. I don't want to just be throwing it off. 200 square miles of land, an area about 20% larger in size than the entire city of San Jose. We mentioned that San Francisco's water supply is in danger, and as it surrounds the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir, and a couple of hydroelectric power plants have already been shut down, a state of emergency in place. We were happy to say that evacuation orders are no longer in place for residents of Pine Mountain Lake and Buck Meadows. One community that is definitely been affected by this is the Highway 120 town of Groveland. It is home to a historic property, the beautiful, absolutely beautiful Groveland Hotel sits there. And the innkeeper owner of the Groveland Hotel, joins us on the Eat, Drink, Explore live line right now. Peggy Mosely, welcome to the program, and we certainly hope that things are getting better for you in Groveland. How are you?
We're absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having us this morning.
Yes.
Things are looking really well. We have been filled with media, fire management folks, and law enforcement for the last several days. And it seems to be moving more towards the East Sonora area of Tuolumne City now. As you mentioned, the corner of Yosemite has been impacted, but the Yosemite Valley, the icon, is totally intact and welcoming visitors.
Yeah,
so,
Peggy. Go ahead, Peggy.
We're just very grateful and to our firefighters, who are absolutely our Navy SEALs of the world, if you will. And we just really appreciate them. Mm-hmm.
Peggy, I know that you can really relate to the effort that CAL FIRE and the other agencies are doing by air. Did you not used to run a flight school, own your own flight school?
Yes, I did, in Reed Hillview Airport in San Jose. It was called Aero Systems. And we had, it was a small operation. We had 6 aircraft, and we had about 8 flight instructors that worked with us. And then we were the base for the Aviation Explorer posts that were sponsored by Lockheed.
And your town right now, as you said, is not filled with tourists at a time when it would be peaking. This is a peak month for you, tourist-wise.
It's also Labor Day holiday.
Right, the big Labor Day weekend coming up. And instead, you have the town filled with efforts to contain this fire, and also I imagine, national and possibly international media, because Yosemite is known worldwide.
That's correct. Actually, I received email yesterday from a former guest in Switzerland wanting to know if we're okay.
Oh, that's nice to hear that you have those sentiments from throughout the world. Your hotel is it's on the National Historic Register, and you brought it to that condition, did you not?
That's correct. We bought the property. We actually have 2 buildings. One is an 1849 adobe, which is a copy of the Larkin House in Monterey. It's the only Monterey colonial architectural style ever known to have been built in the Sierra. So it's also been named a California Cultural Landmark. And then our new building is a Queen Anne that was constructed to house executives from City and County of San Francisco during the construction of the Hetch Hetchy Dam, which you mentioned earlier.
Right.
And we'll be celebrating its centennial next year.
Wow. Hey, I want to bring one of your employees on the line. Andre Mueller is the chef at your Cellar Door restaurant, and I know from my travels into the Sierra foothills in my younger years, sometimes it was hard to find a really tasty meal, but you've changed that in the Groveland area and are now serving up some really tasty fare with an extensive wine list. You can't eat out in California without a great wine list. Andre,
yeah, for sure.
Andre, do you welcome to the program? First off, Andre.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yes, and do you work to create meals that compare nicely with the wines that are there?
Absolutely. We try to take in consideration our extensive wine list to pair with our meals. And in starting with our new Prime Steak program, there's going to be a little something for everybody.
What's your philosophy there when it comes to cooking? You have the greater San Joaquin Valley at your, just down the hill, I guess is how you'd put it. Some of the best agriculture in the world right there. So do you try to take advantage of all that?
Absolutely. Freshness is, one of the key cornerstones that we want to implement in our restaurant. In flavor.
Yeah.
We're not serving boring food here. We're trying to push the limits to what we're doing.
What are some of your influences?
You know what? My dad was a butcher. He just recently retired from the Butchers Union about 2 years ago. So I always had meat in the house. So I'm a big steak guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I look to that for influence. I like to, I like my meat raw.
Right.
So steak tartare is a possibility.
Yes. So Andre and Peggy, I would imagine that right about now, you would typically be in extreme high gear, getting everything ready. Today's a Sunday, so you would, have a Sunday brunch or that sort of thing, checking people out at the hotel. It would be crazy busy as we start to round out the summer. What is the situation like in Groveland instead?
It's totally crazy busy, but not with our tourists that we normally see.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we have been blessed, I suppose you might say, if you will. Silver lining of this horrible event, we have been filled every night with our media, firefighters, and law enforcement.
Oh, right, because they have to have a place to stay.
In the next few days, that's all going to go away. And what we would like to encourage people to do, of course, is to come up and see this moonscape that we're going to be left with.
Yeah.
Make photos, and then come back and see how Mother Nature recovers and what the forest looks like in a few months. And always after a major fire, this following spring, the wildflowers are unbelievable. And we have over 100 species of wildflowers, including lady slipper orchids. And I can highly recommend a hike up to Pilot Peak in the spring to see these phenomenal flowers.
What a great idea, Peggy. I love that. Groveland has been home to many wildfires over the years, and I imagine you've seen this moonscape come back to life, and rather quickly.
Yes, and it does. It's really amazing, and nature is a phenomenal thing. I'm also a rafter. The Tuolumne River is the number one whitewater river in the United States, and whitewater rafting is a huge segment of our summertime business.
Yeah.
So this fire began right near the confluence of the Clavey and Tuolumne rivers, which is one of the most spectacular places ever. The water churns, and it's just amazing. Also, up the Clavey River, there's a place called God's Bathtub, and I'm dreading seeing that for the moment.
Yeah.
But again, we'll recover beautifully.
Well, you live in one of the most beautiful places ever. I know that I'm getting near Groveland when I can start to smell something called bear clover, or other people call it mountain misery. To me, it smells like artichokes in a pressure cooker, and I love that smell. And so, once I start to get a whiff of that in the air, I know I've hit the right elevation for Groveland and pull off and maybe get a Sierra Nevada in the Iron Door Saloon, one of the oldest, if not the oldest, operating bar in the state, right? And then right next door is your property. Well,
that's correct.
Unfortunately,
the Iron Door is California's oldest continuously operating saloon.
Wow, amazing!
It was built
and
in 1852.
I just love that you were able to take some time out of your day to join us and give us a little update on what's happening there in Groveland. Innkeeper Peggy Mosely of the Groveland Hotel, by the way, in the Innkeepers Hall of Fame, just recently, last year, inducted, one of just a handful of people that has been put into there. Chef Andre Mueller for the cellar door right there. More information at groveland.com. Peggy and Andre, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with everything.
Thanks much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, stick around, everyone. Our final segment is next. A healthy snack chip. It's true. Coming up next. Hey, Central Coast locals, it is time to save 15% on your tickets to this year's Sunset Savor the Central Coast main event, Saturday and Sunday, September 28th and 29th. It's easy. Just visit savorcentralcoast.com, enter the promo code LOCAL during checkout, and voila, your savings are complete. This year's theme is Time to Play, so why not play at a discount while learning tips from top celebrity chefs, tasting some of the area's best local wines, as well as farm-to-plate culinary creations. Runners, you too can save an additional $10 on the inaugural Savor Run, a 5 and 10K walk run through downtown San Luis Obispo. Not only do you save money, but a portion of your entry fee also helps local cancer survivors with fitness programs. So do it now, before time runs out. You only have until the end of the month to cash in on these savings. Visit SavorCentralCoast.com. Use the promo code LOCAL. See you at the main event.
The award-winning Sunset Savor the Central Coast is once again set to highlight San Luis Obispo County this September 26th to the 29th. Many of your favorite events are returning to the lineup, as well as some new ways to play. Don't miss Sunset in the Vineyard on Saturday, September 28th at the Vina Robles Amphitheater. Start the night under a star-filled Paso Robles sky with a food and wine reception. Celebrity chef Michael Voltaggio will be on hand for a special book signing, and Grammy Award-winning Kobe Calais will perform her hit songs. Also new this year is the Savor Run, a 5 and 10K run or walk through downtown San Luis Obispo on Sunday, September 29th. A portion of your entry fee for this event helps rehabilitate local cancer survivors. For these events and more ways to play at this year's Sunset Savor the Central Coast, visit SavorCentralCoast.com.
The Eat, Drink, Explore Media radio show you are currently enjoying is in a local affiliate commercial break. Live programming will return shortly. Did you know you can watch a live video simulcast of our Sunday morning and Thursday evening shows from your computer, smartphone, or tablet device? And to top it off, it's free. Simply head to eatdrinkexplore.com or download our free app from the Google Play or Apple App Store. If you have a suggestion for an upcoming guest segment, send an email to radio@eatdrinkexplore.com. We're always looking for fresh ideas, including yours. We love to share fresh, local, organic, seasonal, and sustainable ideas throughout the week. And the best place to find those are on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook feeds. Our username across the social networking universe is simple: Eat, Drink, Explore, all one word. Hey, college students, Eat, Drink, Explore Media is always looking for qualified journalism or marketing interns. Send us an email today so we can check your status and put you on the list for upcoming intern vacancies. Would you like to hear this Eat, Drink, Explore radio program on one of your local radio stations? Let the station know and contact us as well so we can get the ball rolling. Okay, you made it. The local affiliate commercial break is now over. Time for more informative and entertaining programming from Eat, Drink, Explore Media. Thank you for your patience. Welcome back to the program, everyone. 8:49 the time. It's our final segment here on the Eat, Drink, Explore radio network. And once again, we apologize if you tuned in last week and didn't hear the show. We had a little technical hiccup that kept us off the air, but just for 1 week. Not bad. Over the last year and a half, we've been pretty reliable. I like to think. Yeah, so, and a thank you again this morning to Luna Red Restaurant in downtown SLO. They delivered to us delicious breakfast treats. I have a quinoa burger with not grilled tomatoes. What do you call that? Caramelized onions is what I wanted to say. On top of it, in a lettuce wrap. Ricardo just had some steak and eggs that he can't stop raving about, and Anthony, our audio guy, had the chilaquiles. And French toast is back there as well. And some corn muffins that has everyone going, yeah, delicious stuff at Luna Red, one of our sponsors, and it was really nice. This was an added, they didn't have to do this for us, sent us a really nice breakfast to get things going. All right, talking about delicious, nutritious, yummy food, that is the topic of our next segment here, and I got to tell you, as a as a vegetarian vegan, I eat a lot of chips. I love chips because I can use them to scoop up my beans, and I eat a lot of beans. And so I'm always looking for healthy chips because they are a big part of my diet. So when I stumbled upon these Flamous brand is what they're called, Flamous brand falafel chips, but they also have one called a Zatar blend. I started looking at it and I'm like, it's a big source of fiber, protein, antioxidants. Those are all the things that you want in your diet nowadays, and they're all contained in these chips. That can't be true. But then to top everything else off, they're non-GMO verified. They are gluten-free. Everything. USDA organic, all the stuff you want. So I thought, I'm going to give these people a ring and ask if they wouldn't mind coming on the show to talk a little bit about it. Michael Pryor joins us right now. He is a marketing manager there at Flamous Brands, located right here in the Golden State, California, down in Duarte. Is that in the Inland Empire, Michael?
That's actually closer to Los Angeles.
Okay. I was trying to picture where Duarte is. Like Pasadena? Am I close?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I always think of anything along that stretch right there as being the Inland Empire, but no, you are closer to LA. In fact, you can see LA from there.
We can on a clear day.
Right. Exactly. Well, Michael, great to have you with us. You do have stores, by the way, throughout the state. Anyone in our listening area right now can find your product in those stores. You don't have the stores. I mean, you're in stores throughout the
Correct.
state. We'll list those in just a moment. But first off, what was the inspiration for these chips? They seem to be incredibly healthy, so somebody wanted to see some healthy chips out there.
That's a great question. What happened was our chef, who actually is our VP, Jesse, he's made tons of delicious foods, had several restaurants. He was making these PETA chips, actually long before other companies were making them. And his doctor told him he had to eat healthier. So he decided to take one of his favorite foods, falafel, and make it into a chip. And he teamed up with an actual naturopathic doctor. And they made these falafel chips that we're selling right now. And they have just taken off like hotcakes. It's just crazy.
Yeah, falafels are known for their high protein content. They're made with chickpeas, which I use chickpeas to make hummus. I have some basil hummus right here, right now, and I use these chips. So I'm basically using garbanzo beans to dip into garbanzo beans when I think of it.
Excellent. That sounds delicious.
So you have several different blends. You have a spicy one, which I got to say is really spicy.
A lot of people, when they first bite into our spicy chip, they don't really get the heat at first. But it's one of those slow-building, like back-of-the-throat type of heat.
Yeah, it comes from behind.
Exactly. But it is so good. And it's not one of those, topical types of heat that you're just going to taste and it'll go away after a minute or so. It's a good, solid heat.
Yeah, and your newest addition is the Zatar chip, which is gaining a lot of publicity lately.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So our Zatar chip is actually made with a sprouted multigrain blend, and it's still gluten-free. That blend is made with brown rice, buckwheat, and brown flax. And this actually came out earlier this year, but we've been getting lots and lots of media on it from several magazines like Health Magazine. We got their must-eat list award.
Hey, that's a nice thumbs up, huh?
Right. And Clean Eating Magazine, we got, for the second year in a row, actually, their Clean Choice Award. And we got a great mention with Men's Journal from writer Sarah Toland. So, I mean, these chips have just been creating tons of buzz based on their nutritional value because they have so much going for them. Not only the protein and the fiber, but the sprouted mix. It makes it so that you have things like proteins, vitamins, and minerals that are increased when they start to germinate. And we've actually taken and frozen that state and made it into a more easily absorbed type of nutrient for you.
I heard you also got some press from a really great show called Eat, Drink, Explore.
That is actually Very, very true.
I'm just
That's our
teasing.
most recent amazing press, actually.
Right. One thing that really impressed me, I'm always looking for superfoods high in antioxidants. You have a little graphic on your bag. I don't know if it'll show up here or not, but it shows that your antioxidants, in your words, are through the roof. More than like green tea and vegetable juice.
Right.
What is it that gives the chips such a high antioxidant level? Is it the seasonings you're using?
Well, the falafel chips are actually made with over 21 vegetables, herbs, spices, and legumes. So parents out there, if you're trying to get your kids to eat your vegetables, here's a little secret way to do it.
A trick.
Feed them some chips, right?
Yeah.
So based off of that, those chips are just packed with those antioxidants. So it is more than 10 times higher than a cup of green tea or vegetable juice.
Wow. Hey, we're running quickly out of time, and I want to show people something here really quickly. So I know a lot about chip bags because I've done stories on chips in the past, and it's really difficult to make an environmentally friendly chip bag that's all one bag because you have several layers held together with epoxy, and it doesn't break down in landfills, even if it says it does, and stuff like that. This bag is just paper. You can hear it right here. Paper on the outside that it's printed. And then on the inside, there's a separate bag that's the plastic bag that holds the chips. So separately, they can be, the paper bag can be put in the compost pile, and the plastic bag can be put in the recycle, which is so cool. I love it.
Right. Absolutely.
Nice work, Mike. Mike Pryor, or Michael Pryor. You have a name like mine, Randy Randall, with Flamous Brands. More information at flamousbrands.com. I'm going to quickly say this as fast as I can. Whole Foods for all of Northern California, north of Carmel. Monterey Whole Foods. San Luis Obispo, New Frontiers. Santa Cruz has a whole lot of shops. San Jose, Santa Barbara, Salinas at Star Market. You can really find them. Any healthy market, go in there and you'll find them.
You've been listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore radio program. If you missed any of our segments today, look for them online or through our free Apple and Android apps. Catch you back right here next week.